Hey, my name is Nick, and on the second episode of Cooking with Fire, we're going to be making caldo. Today we're going to be specifically making beef caldo. It's not exactly the traditional way to make it, but I really think that you guys are going to enjoy it. So first things first, we're going to get all of our vegetables together so that we can wash and prep them.
First, I'm going to get my towel ready. I mostly learned how to cook from my grandparents, and in our family we use towels instead of aprons. First, for our ingredients, I have one large, roughly chopped onion. If you can, I highly recommend swapping this out for some pearl onions. 6 cloves of garlic, smashed. 2 large potatoes, chopped. 3 peeled and chopped carrots. 2 squash, roughly chopped. 2 ears of corn, chopped. 3 stalks of celery. 1/4 head of cabbage. Your meat and bones. Don't forget to slap your meat. Here we got olive oil, pepper, kosher salt, bay leaves, cumin, coriander, and steak seasoning. 1 bunch of parsley for garnish. And 1 single lemon. Let's get started. Season your meat. I'm using kosher salt, cracked pepper, and steak seasoning on both sides of the meat and bones, making sure to pat it all in, and you're not gonna, you got it. When your pot is nice and hot and ready, get your oil ready. I'm using olive oil, and we're gonna sear the meat and bones and get a really nice depth of flavor out of them by simmering them first before we even add our vegetables. Now that it's been 2 or 3 minutes, I'm going to flip them over so they could sear on the other side, and then when these are done, I'm going to take them out and sear the roast. This is a really good soup to make with tougher cuts of meat that you know are going to simmer, are going to hold well if they simmer longer. So this roast looks fantastic. We're going to take it out and then add our onions and garlic, and please don't make the same mistake I did. Break them up in your hand, or you're going to have to spend about 6 minutes longer than you wanted to breaking them up individually with a spoon. Now that you've tired out your wrist and wondering why you didn't listen to that voice inside your head in the first place, you can see that we are going to add in some water and loosen up all those beautiful brown bits that have gotten on the bottom. So before we add our vegetables, we're going to simmer the meat in this liquid for about 2 hours while skimming any foam or scum or fat that comes up to the top. It's going to help make your broth really, really clear and taste amazing. Top off with the rest of your liquid. I know this looks like a lot, but I promise you it's going to reduce after 2 hours. Put the lid on it, boil, bring to simmer, say a prayer, and I'll see you in 2 hours. Now that it's been a couple of hours, I'm going to start adding the rest of my seasonings. I'm going to do 1 heaping teaspoon of cumin and 1 less than teaspoon of coriander, along with 2 bay leaves. And what I'm going to do is let that simmer for another hour before I add my salt, my pepper, and my vegetables. And that's because I don't want to risk this reducing too much and being over salted. You guys, this is looking amazing. The meat's falling apart. We don't want it to get too overcooked. So we're going to add our salt. Add about twice as much as this, because I ended up adding another tablespoon after the fact, and see how much it reduced. That's why I was afraid of adding salt until then. So here's our pepper, and then what we're going to do is get all of our vegetables and convince ourselves that we didn't cut too many, and we're going to fit them all in this soup. We're going to make it work. Take a moment to celebrate the fact that you, in fact, cut exactly enough vegetables, because you know what you're doing with your life. You know what's going on in this world. You've lived enough to see things. All right, pull it together now. You've had your moment. Calm down. Bring it all back to a simmer. Come back in 45 minutes. And behold, the fruits of your labor. After you painstakingly cut every single vegetable. After you cried who knows how many times. Who cares? The potatoes are fork tender. The soup is ready. You are hungry, and it's time to eat. Pick yourself up some veggies, some meat. Get yourself as much broth as you can. There is magic in this broth. This broth will cure the world if you just let it. Garnish with cilantro, some lemon, and there you have it. There's caldo. Inspired by my grandparents, and honestly, this is my favorite dish to make. This dish pulled me out of the lowest of slumps, and I use it to celebrate my highest of highs, and I really hope that you guys will enjoy this. Please let me know what you think. Share, like, put comments down. Please, if you have any ideas, send them. Thanks, guys. This has been Cooking with Fire, and I'm Nick. Have a great day. Never do I still remember.